close to a first down is Ted Brown. DePasso and Gooman make the tackle. It is close to a first down.
Ray, this is trick formation again. The only difference now, they bring Brown back across the middle in a little dump here. Excellent play. Just the reverse of what he did before. Instead of going to the flat, it's close to the first down.
And it's going to call for another measurement. North Carolina State is leading in yardage, but Penn State is leading 7-0 on the scoreboard. First down at the Penn State 18-yard line.
Now here's where Penn State's defense has to get tough, try to come up with a big play.
Moody to the left. Double tight end. Gain 3 yards. Mike Gooman and Rick Donaldson made a fine play on Billy Ray Vickers.
Again, the option, 2 tight ends now. Here's the fake here. Evans comes down the line and strung out real well. Now Donaldson has quarterback here. Here's the pitch. Now Gooman makes a good play this time. Handles the ball carrier and plants it.
Timmy Johnson now, number 21, replaces Vickers. It is 2nd and 7 at the Penn State 15.
Got to get up there quicker.
Gain of 4 yards. Rick Donaldson made the tackle on Ted Brown. And we're coming up with another big 3rd down play. It'll be 3rd and 3, and Brown has been shaken up.
Counter option play. Banks has come from the inside. Now the safety man has to come up quicker. Donaldson made that play and possibly saved the touchdown.
Ted Brown comes back limping. North Carolina State has asked for its 2nd timeout of the first half. Now coming up at halftime, we'll show you a former Penn State football player who has attained success off the field as we open the Penn State yearbook. Ted Brown has carried 14 times for 60 yards. He's quite a back.
Ray has 6 games this year that he's gone over 100, so there's nothing new for him.
What do you think North Carolina State might go to here? 3rd and about 3 at the Penn State 11?
I think you might see that trick formation and go back to that screen again or the option play. But again, if they don't make it, they're going to be back in that same position should they go for the field goal. And I think they're committed to go for the touchdown. So their thinking right now is that they have 2 downs to make 2 yards. We have 3rd and 2 on the book.
North Carolina State has had 2 good drives in this game. The first drive ended at the Penn State 2-yard line as a 4th and goal-to-go play was held for no gain. Now, North Carolina State has a 3rd and 3 at the Penn State 11.
And to run this type of offense without any turn is so far is very, very difficult.
3rd and about 3. Ted Brown again. First and goal to go.
Here's the handoff to Brown to the right of the screen. Now, they run that over the guard right at the linebacker here. Donaldson's a little slow closing, and Siddle is a little slow coming off the center's block.
To give you an idea of how well North Carolina State's moved the ball, 14 first downs to Penn State 7. Ted Brown is nailed by Joe Diminick for a loss of 7 yards.
Okay, Ray, this is a great play. I said the safety has to come up quicker. Now, this is Diminick coming from the safety. You got to be reckless. Puts the pressure on Brown. Now, that's an awfully big play for Penn State's defense. Puts them into a passing situation.
It is now a 2nd and goal after a loss of 6 at the Penn State 13. Diminick, by the way, is playing the free safety spot. The place ordinarily played by either Peter Kuski or Harris.
And in certain defenses, he has the pitch man.
Great pressure applied by Matt Millen, and as a result, it is going to be a 3rd and goal at the Penn State 13.
Now you might see Penn State come with a lot of people right now. They know it's a passing situation. It might come with a lot of people here, hoping to throw Evans for a big loss.
Vickers, number 33, comes in. David Moody, a wide receiver, number 7, comes in. 3rd and goal at the Penn State 13. Ted Brown is caught from behind by Tom DePasso. And so it is 4th and goal at the Penn State 8-yard line. And their fine place kicker, Jay Sherrill, who has been successful on 7 of 14 field goal attempts.
Well, Ray, you know, that time North Carolina State refrained from the pass and decided to go with a lead draw, and they didn't get in and have to go for the field goal here. But watch for a fake.
Penn State defense has forced North Carolina State into an apparent field goal attempt of 25 yards. It is good. With the score now, Penn State 7, North Carolina State 3. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this. Penn State took the game's opening kickoff and smartly marched in about 3 minutes to a touchdown with Bucina hitting Cephalo. Matt Barr made it 7-0. North Carolina State then drove to where the Wolfpack lost the ball on 4th down at the Penn State 2-yard line. After an exchange of punts, North Carolina State drove all the way to a 1st and goal at the Penn State 7. Lost yardage and came up to a 4th and goal at the 8-yard line. Jay Sherrill put North Carolina State on the board with a field goal of 25 yards. It is 7-3, Penn State. 2:58 left to play in the first half. Booker Moore at the goal line. Dwight Sullivan, a North Carolina State freshman, made a fine play on Booker Moore at the Penn State 13. Watch.
Ray, if Sullivan does not make this tackle here from the left side of your screen, I think Booker was going to get up in that alley there. Might have taken it a long way back.
Bob Torrey will be the fullback. Ed Guthrie will be the tailback, number 31. Cephalo to the left, Fitzke to the right. Bob Torrey from the 13 to the 18. It'll be 2nd and 5 at the Penn State 18-yard line as we watch it again.
Well, this is a draw play from a double wing. Torrey sees the middle is closed off, takes it outside. He's got more speed than people think, tries to get a little nifty.
Second down. I don't believe Guthrie came to a set long enough, and it will probably be, yes, a 5-yard penalty against Penn State. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 9.
Guthrie was shifting from his tailback spot to a slot formation and didn't get set for 1 second. You're 100% right. I don't think Penn State should get careless down here. Their defense is bending, but it's not breaking. And North Carolina State is working very hard for every yard. And this, again, is a hot, muggy day. Could take a lot out of them in the second half.
The ball comes back to the 14-yard line, 2nd and 9. Time left to play in the first half, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Penn State leading 7-3.
Might go deep here, Ray. They might go deep.
Well, let's see what happened this time. It appeared that Chuck Farrell snapped the ball.
Well, he certainly stood up like he snapped it. I think Bucina was surprised. I don't know if we got this on camera. Watch, Bucina's kind of standing up saying, hey, what do you do to me, buddy? Here we got it.
At any rate, it is now 2nd and 14 at the 9.
Watch the ball come up. Oh, man. We're lucky we didn't get a fumble.
Now we're ready to go. Torrey gets it out to the 17-yard line, where it will be 3rd and 6. And linebacker Bill Cower of Crafton, a junior, made the tackle on the big fullback.
Well, you know, he got a good piece of yardage back. It's still 3rd and 5. They can make the first down here. I think if they make the first down, they'll come back and try to go deep on a play-action pass.
Steve Geis. No, it's Torrey stays in.
Guthrie again.
Another marker down.
Guthrie moved again.
So you can forget about that first down pass to Mickey Schuler. Ed Guthrie again moved too late, and he had not come to the necessary 1-second stop.
I think he is either he's not hearing the count properly, or he's just a little too keyed up. And it's exactly right. He moved again. Oh, that was a big play. They had the first down.
Penn State, in the last few plays, has been penalized 3 times. Twice because one of their backs failed to come to the necessary stop of 1 full second after moving. Another time, a false snap of the ball. So now it is 3rd and 11 at the Penn State 12-yard line. Steve Geis is now the tailback. It'll be a first down at the Penn State 29-yard line, and Bucina is 100% on his passing so far.
Ray, faking the off-tackle play. They're not afraid to throw the ball with this kid in there. He spots Fitzke to the right of screen. He just goes deep enough for the first down and breaks it out. This ball is perfectly thrown. Watch how it hits Fitzke on a dead run, just enough for the first down. At the top of the show, we said we thought Penn State might have the best passing offense in the country, and I haven't seen anything that would change my mind. He's up. Beautiful.
Bob Torrey for 8 yards. Now, he wanted to hit Cephalo deep.
Right.
But the pressure on Bucina forced him to go to his safety valve man.
Right, they came. The middle G. Jenkins beats Corral on this when he chucked nuts under. He's trying to go deep to Cephalo. Torrey's smart, get upfield, makes about 8 yards. I still think they're going to try to get deep because it looks like they can get deep.
Now, Penn State has asked for a timeout with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to play in the first half. Penn State has 2 timeouts remaining. It is a second down and about 3 at the Penn State 36-yard line. The weatherman told us there was a 60% chance of rain. Right now, I would have to say from my unprofessional eye, it's about a 90% chance it's going to rain any minute. The skies are heavily overcast. The humidity is extremely high. The game started with a temperature of 75 degrees and very high humidity.
We're going to see a great second half here because I feel the humidity is going to take something out of either one of these teams. I know Penn State is substituting freely, and I'm sure that's what Joe Paterno has in the back of his mind. We're not going to lose this game in the third or fourth quarter. We want to be fresh.
Penn State has a 2nd and 3 at the Penn State 36-yard line. 1:16 left in the first half. Penn State leading 7-3.
There it is.
Bassett. I tell you in all honesty, George, I cannot remember a first half passing performance of efficiency and poise like I have seen from Chuck Bucina today.
Coming from you, Ray, that's a compliment.
Now, just as the ball was snapped, the whistle blew. I do not know why.
I think his official timeout relative to the clock. Ray, he's picking out, we'll talk about it maybe a little later, he's picking out the man at single coverage. And when you run that deep out like that and the receiver comes back to the ball, it's pretty near impossible to stop if the ball is thrown a little behind the man so he can get away from the defending halfback. And he is just doing this so beautifully. I mean, like the days of the old Otto Grain pass.
Bucina has completed all 9 of his passes for 152 yards. A truly remarkable performance.
I think that the quarterback coach, Bob Phillips, has done a fantastic job with Chuck.
Out of bounds, incomplete. It will be a 2nd and 10 at the North Carolina State 41-yard line. He tried to hit Steve Geis that time.
Well, he went to the short side of the field. I don't know if we have this on a replay. I think he was going to try to get a little surprise. I think he thought there was 2 yards to go because that's not a real good first down play at this particular position in the ball game with the clock running out.
1 minute to play now in the first half.
Single coverage on Cefalo. He's going to go to him deep.
It will be 3rd and 10 at the North Carolina State 41-yard line. Tommy Condon, the senior defensive halfback, number 40, had the rather unenviable task of going head-on with Jimmy Cefalo. It is 3rd and 10.
I think that's Tommy London.
Tommy London, I'm sorry.
What he did, Ray, he did come up 4 man-to-man coverage. Chuck read it. Cefalo took it deep, and that's the first pass that's haven't been right on target.
3rd and 10. Bassett goes right. Fitzke comes left.
Might see that screen pass we saw last week.
Intercepted by Billy Cower. Now the pass was tipped. So North Carolina State takes over.
All right, here we go. Takes the ball to Torrey. Right here, the ball gets tipped. It was that Prangay, I think it was, tipped that ball into the linebacker's hands and dropped off.
Defensive tackle Tommy Prangay from Colonia, New Jersey, could well have prevented a touchdown. So with 45 seconds to play in the first half, North Carolina State has the ball at the Wolfpack 30. Randy Hall caught the ball, gain of about 6 yards. North Carolina State going without a huddle, less than 30 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, State has to be cautious here, not let anybody get deep on them. Just drop off.
Elijah Marshall was well covered by Neil Hutton. It will be 3rd and 4.
They have to make the first down here if they're going to keep the drive going.
18 seconds now remaining in the half. Joe Diminick comes out. He's been the free safety. Gary Peterkuski replaces him. Some people say this is the beauty center of the United States.
State's double covering both wide receivers as a draw play to Brown.
He gets a first down at the 43-yard line. 12 seconds now remaining in the half. An exciting first half. A half with a lot of outstanding individual efforts. A fine goal line stand by Penn State. North Carolina State has no timeouts remaining now. That was their last timeout. Next week, the Temple Owls. Then a week off in football action. That week, we'll bring you the Penn State Football Show special, featuring highlights of the previous 10 games and a preview of the upcoming Penn State Pitt game. And then from Pitt Stadium, Penn State and the Panthers in what should be a thrilling conclusion to the 1977 regular season. Mike Goom, North Carolina State, no timeouts remaining, has a first down at the North Carolina State 43-yard line. 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Penn State with a 7-3 lead.
Penn State's in a prevent defense. They're going to try to hit him.
7 seconds now remaining. Evans had no one open deep, so he went to his little flare out to Ricky Adams. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now.
Tennessee 21, Memphis State 6, Pitt 17, West Virginia 3. And in the first quarter, no score, Ohio State and Illinois.
Elijah Marshall goes left. Randy Hall comes to the right. Penalty marker is down. A penalty flag down. Randy Hall caught the pass. Let's see what we have. It depends here on which team. North Carolina State, illegal shift. And I imagine Penn State will say, well, we'll give you the gain. That's the half. The half has ended with the score, Penn State 7, North Carolina State 3. We'll be back with a Penn State flashback, a special version of The Paternal Way and the Penn State yearbook right after this. There was no further scoring. The half ended with the score, Penn State 7, North Carolina State 3. We'll be back with a Penn State flashback, a special version of The Paternal Way and the Penn State yearbook right after this.
Well, you know, that's interesting. They shot their load. North Carolina State, they tried everything. They had trips, unbalanced, 2 types of unbalanced lines. And it looks like an offensive ball game, but the defense is a low hold. It's going to be interesting second half. I think State will start stunning a lot more, take the running game away. In the rain, I mean.
Raining?
Looks like it.
Still starting. No, it's spitting.
Something's coming down. Oh,
It's spitting. It might be coming back.
You need me, Doc? You want a hamburger, Ray?
Yeah, please. And a Coke, okay?
Yeah, they're going out.
Linebacking has been a tradition of Penn State football. Since 1969, 15 Penn State football players have gone on to play linebacker in the National Football League. 7 were All-American linebackers at Penn State. 5 were outstanding Nittany Lion linebackers. 3 others went on to play pro linebacker after having distinguished themselves at other positions in college. And today, 10 are still active players. Here is a flashback into that outstanding group. Jerry Sandusky joined the Penn State coaching staff in 1969. Although he did not become linebacker coach until 1970, Jerry has been either directly or indirectly responsible for 15 Penn Staters who have gone on to play pro football as linebackers. Here is a flashback into that outstanding group. Just look at this outstanding group of ex-Penn Staters who have played professional linebacker since 1969. Let's credit Coach Jerry Sandusky and the rest of the Penn State coaching staff with a job well done. The man who developed those outstanding Penn State linebackers is the subject of our special version of The Paternal Way. His name is Jerry Sandusky, defensive coordinator and linebacker coach. He has written a book entitled Developing Linebackers the Penn State Way. Let's listen to Jerry and head coach Joe Paterno concerning that book. The Penn State football program strives for excellence. The athletes have contributed to the winning football tradition. Their contribution has not ended on the playing field, as you will see when we open the Penn State yearbook. We'll be back with third quarter action right after this. Penn State football players through the years have contributed to a winning football tradition. Their contribution has not ended on the playing field, as you will see when we open the Penn State yearbook.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the east side of the field is arrayed one of our most popular local living happenings, the Village Brass Band of Raleigh, the Little German Band and Dancers. This friendly, fun-loving group is composed of many faculty members from NC State. Students, you may be able to spot your professor out there in an authentic Bavarian costume, and other doctors, dentists, engineers, housewives, teachers, and just regular people who are our neighbors. The band and folk dance groups will perform several authentic musical and dance numbers from Germany. They've been rehearsing since 9:30 this morning, and now, 2 kegs and 3 cent bites later,
Okay, 1, 2.
they'll ever be to entertain you with one of their unusual, informal, and outrageous performances. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you welcome, please, the Little German Band.
There's Matt Millen, who recovered that fumble forced by Donaldson. And next to him is Bruce Clark, the 2 Penn State tackles, the sophomores who are rapidly becoming one of the great defensive lineman teams in collegiate football. 2nd and 6, Penn State.
Wide open again. Oh!
Mickey Schuler, but Bucina was just a little bit off target. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Ray, it's the same coverage. The double in Cephalo showing it, disguising a double on Fitzke and letting Mickey Schuler run loose. That was a TD all the way.
8 minutes, 30 seconds to play third quarter. Penn State leading 7-3. Intercepted. Richard Carter has intercepted for North Carolina State.
North Carolina comes with the rush. Again, play action. Jenkins is giving our Corral a little tough time. Chuck Rose to his left. He's looking for a receiver upfield. Tries a hit. I believe Fitzke coming across, and this Potter makes a great interception. Right there. Gets his body in front. The ball's bouncing.
First down, North Carolina State at the North Carolina State 20. we're back with the second half with Penn State in control of the football. We're back with the second half with North Carolina State in control of the football. North Carolina State has the option and has elected to receive the football. North Carolina State will be moving into a rather strong wind in the third quarter. One known casualty from a Penn State point of view of the first half, free safety Pete Harris came out of the dressing room with the aid of a crutch. That means that either Gary Peterkuski, there's Pete Harris right now, either Gary Peterkuski or Joe Diminick will play that important free safety spot in the second half.
Well, Ray, when they had Diminick in there, he did a fine job coming up and playing the pitch man.
North Carolina State will receive. The Wolfpack will move into a strong wind. Matt Barr to kick. Ralph Stringer at the goal line to our left. Penn State leading 7-3, and here we go with the second half. Stringer at the 6. Larry Kubin was mainly responsible for making the tackle. And now let's see what North Carolina State does in the first half.
Stringer takes the ball right here. It's a very tight wedge. They try to get up in an alley right here to the right. Good strong running and a good return.
The setbacks are Vickers and Brown. I think there might have been a mix-up, and Matt Millen took advantage of it to bring down Johnny Evans from behind.
All right, this is a counter option. Watch the quarterback. He's trying to influence the linebackers. That's the first adjustment we've seen Penn State make. Millen came hard. He's going to chase that quarterback from behind.
No gain. 2nd and 10. Marshall wide left. Millen put tremendous pressure on Johnny Evans, and he was lucky to get rid of the football.
All right, Ray, they're coming now. Penn State's coming hard. Stop the run. Unbalanced line again. Watch Millen to the right of his screen. Forces his man deep right here. Evans almost gets caught with the ball. Throws it away. You'll see more of this. Penn State's defense will start coming across the line of scrimmage much more aggressively to stop this good running game.
Now, Timmy Johnson, number 21, replaces Billy Ray Vickers. It is 3rd and 10. Fine play by Hutton on Ted Brown, and Brown is down. It'll be 4th down.
From the end zone, here's a sprint out to try to hit Brown coming out of the backfield, which they had success with in the first half, but Penn State has made some nice adjustments. The ball is well played. Hutton comes up from the inside, and Griffith from the inside. DePasso, I mean, or Donaldson that was.
Let's do that again. Neil Hutton and then Rick Donaldson, and there is Ted Brown, and he was shaken up. It is 4th down. And Johnny Evans, who has been punting at a 43-yard average, is back in punt formation. Beautiful punt. Cephalo at his 15. Great coverage of that punt by Buster Ray.
Well, it's a great punt. This is why we call hang time. When the ball stays up that long, the coverage gets down. Jimmy'd like to go to his right. He can't get anywhere. Tries to make the big bend here, but just great coverage.
The opening drive of the second half, North Carolina State possession, was stopped by Penn State. North Carolina State punted. Penn State 1st and 10 at the Penn State 10-yard line. Matsui gets 9 yards before linebacker Billy Cower makes the tackle.
All right, Cephalo's in motion, right to left. The linebacker slides. Here comes Suey. Comes up there behind John Dunn's block. Makes a good game.
9 yards on first down. It is 2nd and 1. Bassett to the right. Cephalo left. Suey has a first down at the 24-yard line.
From the first down.
That time, Bucina had Cephalo in motion. Penn State, first 2 running plays of the second half, and a first down.
Well, Ray, Joe's trying to get his ground game going a little bit better here. You can't just throw as well as they have thrown. But they're getting a definite secondary reaction when they're putting a man in motion and they're running against it.
Craig Coder getting attention along the sidelines.
Big hole.
Great run by tailback Steve Geis behind a beautiful block by Matsui.
And what Sue here? We said they'd have to go up inside to the tight end side. They do that. State's in a wide tackle 6, and the only place you can run is up over that guard. Good adjustment.
First down at the Penn State 38-yard line. Suey gets a yard. Sophomore tackle Brian O'Doherty limits Suey to a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Along the near sideline, members of the Penn State defensive unit. Nearest camera, Joe Diminick. 2nd down 9. Suey. Great defensive effort. Great defensive effort by junior end John Hall, number 83.
They put Cephalo in motion, left to right, hoping to clear out the area. Just dump the ball off here to Suey. It's really a quick screen. Very well played. I think, again, that's calling the end.
It is now 3rd down and 10. Time left to play, 3rd quarter, 11 minutes, 15 seconds. Penn State leading 7-3. Fourth down coming up.
Ray, Bob Bassett stopped. If he could have kept going to the end zone, he'd have 6.
North Carolina State does an excellent job. Penn State is 4th and 10. Scott Fitzke to punt. Following win to Ronnie Lee. Beautiful punt. Fair catch at the North Carolina State 13-yard line. With the score, Penn State 7, North Carolina State 3. We'll be back with 3rd quarter action right after this. Neither team's been able to launch any sort of an offense here in the second half. Each team has punted once. And oh! Great run by Billy Ray Vickers. And he almost broke it.
Right, let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. He finds a little seam here, Vickers. Breaks it out to the left. Penn State overshifted a little bit to the side of the option. Game-saving tackle by Hutt.
First down at the North Carolina State 35-yard line. Petruccio is in at tackle now, number 99 for Penn State.
Good mistake, yeah.
first down.
Ray, they had the right play call. This is just a quick sweep. Brown, here comes Petruccio, almost got the ball. Gives up a little to the inside. Here comes Brown, he ran a corner. Great block on Hostetler on a crackback.
First down at the North Carolina State 46-yard line. Vickers for 5 yards to the Penn State 49. Now Bruce Clark is going to come back in to replace Petruccio.
Well, Ray, you know, Penn State's defense has been on the field an awful long time here. It might hurt them, as I say, going into the fourth quarter. But they're bending, but they're not breaking.
Moody, wide receiver left. Marshall to the right. 2nd and 5.
There it is. That's what they were looking for, Ray.
Matt Millen recovers. Donaldson forced a fumble. Millen recovers.
Well, let's watch it here. I think we have it. See, it's an 8-man front now. Here comes Donaldson on the blitz. Right there. You have to do this to put pressure on an option team. If you lay back, they'll kill you on the corner with the pitches, and this is the break that Penn State's been waiting for.
It's the second North Carolina State fumble. First down, Penn State. North Carolina State 49-yard line.
Mickey Schuler's wide open.
Schuler at the 25-yard line.
Ray, watch this. We got double coverage on the 2 wide receivers. You can't double cover every receiver. Here comes Mickey Schuler right up to the seam on your left. This was a design play all the while. Nice catch. Almost busted.
First down at the North Carolina State 25-yard line. Steve Geis. There's Matt Millen, who recovered that fumble forced by Donaldson. And next to him is Bruce Clark, the 2 Penn State tackles, the sophomores who are rapidly becoming one of the great defensive lineman teams in collegiate football. 2nd and 6, Penn State.
Wide open again. Oh!
Mickey Schuler. But Bucina was just a little bit off target. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Ray, it's the same coverage. They're doubling Cephalo, showing it, disguising a double on Fitzke, and letting Mickey Schuler run loose. That was a TD all the way.
8 minutes, 30 seconds to play 3rd quarter. Penn State leading 7-3. Intercepted. Richard Carter has intercepted for North Carolina State.
North Carolina comes with the rush. Again, play action. Jenkins is giving our Corral a little tough time. Chuck rolls to his left. He's looking for a receiver upfield. Tries a hit. I believe Fitzke coming across, and this Potter makes a great interception right there. Gets his body in front. The ball's bouncing.
First down, North Carolina State at the North Carolina State 20. Banks and Clark stop it. Vickers for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Joe Paterno talks with his junior quarterback, Chuck Bucina.
I think he's saying, settle down, Chuck. Settle down a little bit. We can move this football.
Marshall and Hall are wide left. intercepted by Neil Hutton. It will be 3rd and 10. He tried to hit Ted Brown.
Right. Again, they're going unbalanced. Put 3 receivers to one side. Now, the way Penn State's compensating, they're dropping the outside linebacker off to help in coverage, and they're coming hard with the tackle in the end to that side to put pressure on Evans, the quarterback. And that's exactly how they defended on that play.
To give you an idea how well North Carolina State has run the ball, Brown, 19 carries, 82 yards. Vickers, 13 carries, 61 yards. Chuck Correll along the sidelines. 3rd and 10. This is Ted Brown. All the way to the Penn State 14-yard line.
Well, Ray, I'm sure we got this on tape. It was a great call. They ran the quick handoff, expecting the deep pass coverage. Busted Brown right up the middle on a quick draw play, and it was beautifully done. Almost went all the way.
First down, North Carolina State at the Penn State 14-yard line. Vickers to the 10. Stopped by Tom DePasso. It will be 2nd and 6 at the Penn State 10-yard line. Ricky Adams, number 44, is in place of Ted Brown. Vickers gets it to the 7. It will be 3rd and 3.
All right, State now goes to an odd man defense. It's just a straight handoff. Siddle almost overrun it. But Ray, when you come hard with the tackles, you stop the outside option, you become vulnerable to the quick hitters up the middle.
There's Bo Ryan, the head coach at North Carolina State. His team has a 3rd and 3 at the Penn State 7. Ted Brown is back in. Touchdown! Ted Brown.
All right, here we go. From the end zone. I think we got it. Straight handoff for Brown. Beautiful cutback, though. He sort of was sealed off, broke it back over the center, and he's one heck of a ball carrier.
So now, North Carolina State, with 6 minutes and 1 second left to play in the 3rd quarter, is leading 9-7. Sherrill will try for the extra point. With the score now, North Carolina State 10, Penn State 7. We'll be back with 3rd quarter action right after this. At the end of every one of our Penn State telecasts, a Dodge Player of the Game is named. 9 votes are cast, 3 by the press, 1 by Sports Information Director John Morris, 1 each by radio broadcasters Fran Fisher and Jim Tarman, a vote from our television production staff, a vote by George Paterno, and I get a vote. And that has become a highlight of our Penn State football show each week. Right now, the Nittany Lions are in a fight for their collective young lives, trailing a fired-up North Carolina State team, the Wolfpack.